if you don't think about death, to be honest, I think you're gonna go through life very haphazardly. You're not gonna make the most of your time. I started thinking about death more as I got onto self improvement, and people don't really talk about this. I don't know why. They really should, because for me, and I think for some other people, this is probably one of my biggest motivators. Not so much the concept of death, more so the concept of my legacy and what I want to leave behind. I think the power of having like a YouTube channel that is there forever is pretty crazy. Yeah, it's pretty cool. You're gonna always leave your mark there, even when you're gone. It's your memory and what you created and what you did is still there and it's still growing, which I think is pretty amazing. I think that's beautiful, and the fact that we are mortal and we do go, it does give you a sense of urgency to start moving. Do you know what really pisses me off? When somebody older than me, right? Maybe it's like an uncle or something, or maybe it's like, I don't know, just someone who's older, right? And they say to me, "You've got all the time in the world." That actually annoys me. I really don't like that mentality. The concept of, "Oh, you've got ages, you're young. Why are you rushing to do this? You should go enjoy yourself." Nah, just shut up. They don't understand it. They don't think like me and you. They don't, right? And you know what? That's a good thing, because they will stroll through life and then they'll look back and they'll regret it. And then they'll see me and you and they'll be like, damn, they went and did all of that. They went and accomplished this. They achieved what they wanted. What did I do? I said I had all the time in the world. Well, guess what? I don't. You don't. It does go. Like, you could be hit by a bus tomorrow. I mean, there's nothing stopping you. You always hear stories of like young people getting like stabbed, or you hear of like a tragedy, right? Like, I remember seeing on the news like this 24-year-old like American football player got like COVID and he died. Like, we're not immune. These stories you hear of young people passing away, it's not like it's some fantasy world. That's the real world, and that could be me or you. You don't know. I'll give you an example, right? This is probably the closest I've got to dying in my life. I'll give you this story, okay? So this was this Christmas, the Christmas that just happened. So about it's March right now, so about 3 and a bit months ago, right? It was Christmas Day. I was feeling a little bit sick. I mean, I don't really celebrate Christmas, but I had my family over anyway, so we were just like eating and stuff. I felt a little bit ill, but I wasn't too bad. They go home, I go to sleep. Next day, I wake up feeling quite dizzy. I don't feel great, okay? And I'm not somebody, I mean, I get ill like semi-often, like maybe like once every like couple months, and I get a little bit under the weather, but usually it's not that bad and I recover quite fast. Now this time, I went downstairs after I woke up to get some food, right? I was feeling really dizzy. I just sat down, like at the kitchen. I just sat down on one of the chairs and I was just like feeling my head and I felt really lightheaded. And I felt like I was going to be sick. So I started going upstairs and I went to the bathroom and I basically collapsed. Like, I just collapsed. I didn't like go unconscious, but I just fell to my knees basically. I sat down and my head felt so heavy. My limbs, my arms, I felt like I couldn't move my arms. I started sweating. Like really badly. Like it was really scaring me. This was like one of the scariest experiences in my life. And I started sweating a lot. I started feeling really dizzy. And then what really got me is my vision went blurry. And my vision's always been perfect. Fortunately, my vision has always been perfect. I've never had to wear glasses. I've always had 20/20 vision. My eyesight's always been good, right? My vision went blurry for the first time in my life ever. I was scared shitless, right? And I just started like overheating. And I'm just sitting there sweating and I don't know. I take some medicine and it slowly starts to fade, but I was this close to probably like passing out and becoming. I've never fainted in my life, so for someone like me who hasn't really had, like, fortunately, I haven't really had many health complications in my life, apart from when I was like quite young, but I was like a baby and then they got fixed. But aside from that, I've been so lucky that I haven't really had many complications in my health. That was the closest that I felt to ever dying, right? And I'm sure I was nowhere even close to being killed for that to kill me, right? But that reminded me that, you know, shit can just change. The day before, I was a little bit sick, but I was pretty much fine. 2 days ago, I was perfectly fine. 2 days ago, I was perfectly fine. Just in an instant, it can be taken away from you. And that reminded me, I was feeling immortal. I was progressing in the gym. I was getting stronger. I was eating good. I felt untouchable. I felt like nothing could hit me. I felt on top of the world, right? And then boom, 2 days, I nearly passed out. Out of nowhere. That isn't something that ever happens to me. And it did. And it pretty much, I was just in my bed for the next couple of days, and then I recovered slowly, and now I'm fine. And I've been fine ever since. But it just came so out of the blue, and it just reminded me that I don't have all the time in the world to sit around and do nothing. And neither do you. You don't, do you? Well, you may think you do, but frankly, none of us do. And you can't act like you do, because you don't. Right? You can't be saying, oh, I could do it today, but I'm going to put it off tomorrow. No, you shouldn't do that, okay? You shouldn't. Every day you do that, you're wasting time. And you're going to die, right? How do you want people to remember you? On your funeral, what do you want people to say? Now, there's obviously the black pill argument of saying, oh, we're all going to die anyway, so I'm not going to do any work. I mean, okay, fine. If you want to think like that, sure. But you're going to live the rest of your life unhappy. Yes, at the end of the day, we all die. Yeah? And, okay, I'm not getting into religion. I'm not getting into, like, afterlife and stuff like that, right? Let's just talk about, like, the concept of, okay, and then we're finished, okay? So you die, and then if we just say that, oh, well, I'm dead, and so are you, so it doesn't matter what you did. Like, we're both still dead. And that is true to some extent. That is true to some extent. But I don't think that's a good enough reason to not try, and to not chase what you want, and to not value your time, okay? Because if that's your mentality, you're never going to achieve what you want. You're never going to... That's a defeatist mindset, right? That's a defeatist mindset. There is always the argument of, oh, we're all going to die anyway, so it doesn't matter if I become successful, it doesn't matter if I get a good body. I mean, yeah, okay, I guess, but if you get those things, you're going to infinitely enjoy your life more. Like, wouldn't you rather just enjoy your life? Wouldn't you rather put in the work and then enjoy your life? Obviously, we both die, but while you're alive, do you not want to enjoy that? Do you not want to get the most out of it? Do you not want to experience things? That's my argument. I don't see why you wouldn't. Doesn't make any sense logically in my mind. But that experience where that was the closest that I got to ever dying, to feeling like I was gonna literally go. Like the second most close was I was coming back from the park. I was working out and I was coming back, and basically I was walking, right? I was walking down the road. I drive on the left, right? So I don't drive, but in the UK, cars go on the left, right? So I was on the right-hand side of the road on the pavement, right? There was some roadworks on the left-hand side, right? So I was walking this way. Okay, how am I going to do this? Alright, so I was walking down the road, okay, on the right-hand side, right? So next to me, the cars are coming towards me, and on the other side, the cars were going past. But on the left-hand side, there was some roadworks. So cars had to go in the other lane, right? And I was just walking over here, right? So I'm walking, and to get through, right, these cars on the left have to go into the right-hand lane to go past. And I didn't really look. Basically, right, there were some people walking towards me, and pavement was not big enough. So I stepped onto the road for like a split second, and this van literally brushed past me. Like, I'm pretty sure it was literally like a good 30 centimeters away. Literally that much between me and that van. What the flip was... I don't know what that was. But literally, I was literally about 30 centimeters away from getting hit by a van. And that would have been it. That probably would have been it. It was that close. That reminded me again. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be careful. Bro, I don't know what that rumbling is. That's pissing me off, bro. What is that? Bruh. I think I want to make a part 2. because this has really pissed me off. For fuck's sake. Bro, I'll make a part 2. But for now, I will see you guys in the next one. Think about it. Think about it. It will make you motivated to do more than you think.